Okay, welcome to another broadcast of the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. Bringing you live action this morning from Fossil Park. Sorry about that. Number 8, Dre. Batting second is McCabe. Batting third is Josh. Batting fourth is Mason. Batting fifth is Colby. Batting sixth is Tripp. Batting seventh is Colton. Batting 8th is Mason. Batting 9th is JJ. Batting 10th is Andres. And batting 11th is Connor. Coming up here in the top of the first, so OutKasts is home. So coming up here in the top of the first, it's going to be leading off for R3 is going to be Nick. He'll be followed by Carson and Brady, Sam, Reed, Anthony, Blake, Sean. Another OutKast game will follow this one. We'll be here on this field until the 2:30 game ends, and then we'll head over to Youth Fields to catch some 9U action. And then tomorrow afternoon we'll broadcast the. And I certainly appreciate you joining. All right, so we're about to get this underway here. So again, I appreciate you joining us. Ball a little low and outside, and that's going to be 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 to a full count. So 3 balls, 2 to a full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Top of the first inning, just got started. Very first batter. And here's the payoff pitch. Called strike 3. And that is 1 out. So 1 down. And it brings Carson to the plate. And on deck will be Brady. Called strike. And it's a 1-1 count. That's a fair ball. Strike. Nobody out. Bottom of the first. OutKast trail by 1 run. Swing and a miss. And catcher dropped it, but got him at first. So 1 down. All right, so McCabe steps in. We got Josh on deck. There's a called strike on McCabe. And it's a 0-1 count. So no balls, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. Patience and Mason. So no balls, 1 strike. And there goes the runner again. Ball over the head of Mason, and Josh will steal second base. So it's an OutKast trail by 1. Catcher goes out, talk to his pitcher. We can make sure that it worked fine. So we'll probably stick with YouTube throughout this game and then try to make some adjustments in between and try the Facebook, YouTube simulcast for Game 2, which will follow this one at fly on the infield. Pitcher's entered it and makes the catch, and that's 3 outs. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. And at the end of 1 inning, it is R3 1, OutKast 0. Coming up in the bottom of the, in the top of the second inning is going to be Blake, be followed by Sean, and then Connor. In the first inning, R3 led off by Tampa Bay USSSA, Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network, and visit stpclearwater.com. All right, so throw down to second, and we'll get this. Umpire cleans off the plate. So we, as most of you know, we've had some storms here in Florida. Quite a bit of rain. I give some credit to the field crews because they've done an excellent job getting these fields ready. So thank you so much to them. There's a ball in the dirt to Sean. Pitcher gets a sign, comes set, and delivers. Another ball, and it's going to be a 2-1 count. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And here comes the 2-1. High just a little bit, and it's going to be a 3-1 count. So 3 balls, 1 strike. To Sean. 1 out. Nobody on, top of the second inning. It's a 1-run lead by R3, who's at bat. And the pitch, swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. So full count now to Sean.
One more base.
With Connor on deck. And the pitcher gets a sign, comes set, and delivers the payoff pitch. Call strike 3, and that is 2 outs. So 2 down, Connor steps in, Oliver steps out on deck. Bottom half of the second inning is going to be Tripp, followed by Colton, followed by Mason. So this one's going to be Mason Hayes. The first Mason was Mason Pagan. Which Mason's which? In the bottom of the first inning, R3 pitching got 2 strikeouts right off the first 2 batters, Dre and McCabe. And then Josh came up. He singled on the infield, and which put runners on first and third. And then Colby after in this next pitch coming. And throw down, and we'll get this one underway. Inning underway here in beautiful sunny Tampa, Florida, I should say St. Pete, Florida, at Fossil Park. There's the pitch, ball outside. It's a 1-0 count. We got on slate today, we have 4 12U games, so 8:30, 10:30, 12:30, 2:30. The 10:30 will also feature the OutKast as well. There's a ground ball to first base. And the pitch. Ball outside. And it's a 2-2 count now to Colton. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on. And the pitch. Ooh, just inside there. Thought I was going to get in there with the pitch, and he didn't. It's a full count, so 3 balls, 2 strikes. On Colton. With Mason on deck. Mason is your pitcher for the OutKast. And here's the payoff pitch. Call strike 3, and that's 2 down. baseman on that one. And that puts Mason on. That puts Mason on first base with 2 outs. So JJ will step in. The coach for R3 has stepped away to stepped into the mound. We actually have a pitching change. Carson steps in. Still. Here it comes. Oh, they hold. Nice throw by the left fielder to hold up Bryce at third base, and Carson goes into second base. We'll give him a single, but we'll go to second on the throw. Run across, and R3 leads it. And here is, nope. So Mason checks the runner, no one there. And here is the first pitch to Sam. Called strike. Sam walked his last time up. Reed, who's on deck, flew out to right center. And here is the 0-1 pitch. It's a pop fly to second base. Second baseman, it dropped on the ground, and that's going to score a run, and Sam is on with an infield single. So Bryce scores. That moves Carson to third, and Sam is on first. Reed steps in. On deck will be Anthony. Anthony struck out looking his last time up. There is 2 outs. I have a strong feeling that Sam is going to go on the pitch, and that'll put runners on second and third. We'll see what Reed does here. There goes the runner. Ball high. So it's a 1-0 count. Sam still second. Puts runners on second and third. 2 runs across this inning so far for R3, which gives him a 3-0 lead. Here in the top of the third. Mason gets a sign, comes set, and delivers the 1-0 pitch. Called strike. And it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two outs, 2 on, 2 runs in. Here in the top of the third. And the pitch. Ball just inside, and that's going to make it a 2-1 count. So 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. And here is the 2-2. It's a ground ball to short. Shortstop fields it. Across the diamond, and that is 3 outs. So R3 puts 2 across, leaves 2 on base. He captured 4 hits and no errors. And at the end of 2.5, it is R3 3 and OutKasts 0. Coming up in the bottom half of the third inning, this is going to be Andres, followed by Connor, and then back to the top of the order with Dre. So much like R3, the bottom of the order is coming up for the OutKast. We're going to take a quick break here, folks. Stay with us, and we'll be back with you in just a moment. that's sorry about that. Bunt foul by Andres, and it's a 0-1 count. So no balls, one strike. Just getting underway here in the bottom of the third. And here is the pitch. It's a fly ball out to left field. That's over the left fielder's head. Andres is going to hold at first base. Nice recovery by the left fielder to get the ball in. And Andres is on with a single. So much like R3 in the top of the third, OutKasts bottom of the order is making some things happen. So Connor steps in. Dre will come out on deck. Let's see. Sean is on the mound, and Blake is catching still for R3. All right, so here we go. OutKasts have some things going here in the bottom of the inning. And here's the first pitch to Connor. There goes the runner. It's a ground ball up the line, and that's going to go foul. And it's a 0-1 count, and Andres will come back to first base.
Let's go, corn dog.
All right, and here comes the 0-1 pitch. Nope. Checks earned, runner's back. So still an 0-1 count to Connor. Bottom of the third inning, nobody out, one on. Nice single blast actually went over the left fielder's head, who recovered quickly, got it back in, holding Andres to a single. And the pitch. There goes Andres again. There's a throw down, and got him. Wow. Nice job by the catcher, Blake, to throw out the runner. So one down. And here's the pitch to Connor. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. Across the diamond, and that is 2 down. So 2 outs. That'll bring up Dre. Back to the top of the order. Dre struck out his first time up, and McCabe is on deck, who also struck out his first time up. And Sean gets a sign, sets, and delivers. Pop fly right here in front of us. Catcher's underneath it. Oh, just off of his glove. And 1 strike. So no balls, 1 strike. All right, so here we go with the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So no balls, 2 strikes to Dre. 2 outs, nobody on. Inning started off with a blast by Andres, held to a single, and then got caught stealing second base. Connor grounded out to short, and it is 2 outs. And here's the 0-2 to Dre. Pop fly to shortstop, makes the catch. And that is 3 outs. So no runs, 1 hit. Oh. No errors, and nobody left on. And at the end of 3, it is R3 leading 3-0. All right, so coming up for R3 in the top of the 4th inning, is going to be Anthony, followed by Blake, followed by Sean. So Anthony struck out looking his last time up. Blake grounded to second base, and Sean struck out looking as well. So hopefully we'll get that turned around this inning. Also, last inning is when R3 extended their lead by 2 runs. It ended up let's see, they ended up with 4 hits and 2 left on base. And so, sorry about that, folks. I was trying to get some stats straightened around here, so my apologies for the delay there. The last inning, R3 put up 2 runs on 4 hits and left 2 on base. So coming up, like I said, here in the top of the 4th is going to be Anthony, Blake, and Sean. Again, thanks for joining us here at Fossil Park for 12u AA action between R3 and OutKasts here in beautiful St. Pete, Florida at the Clearwater Fall Championship put on by Tampa Bay USSSA. Visit stpeteclearwater.com and Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. Here's the first pitch to Anthony. It's a ball in the dirt, and it's a 1-0 count. So Mason's still on the mound. Dre is still behind the plate for the OutKasts. And the pitch. Pop, half swing, foul, out of play. And it's going to be a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, nobody on. Top of the 4th inning. R3 leads it 3-0. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and it's a 1-2 count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Mason has worked ahead on the count here in the top of the 4th. He did have a 1-2-3 inning back in the 2nd. And here is the 1-2 pitch. Ball inside, and it's 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. His last time, Mason struck out Anthony on 3 pitches. And here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is 1 away. So that'll bring Blake to the plate. So Blake last time up grounded out to second base. And he was the start of that 1-2-3 inning that Mason had back in the 2nd. And here is the first pitch to Blake. Called strike, and it's a 0-1 count. So no balls, 1 strike. And here is the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the 4th inning. OutKast trail by 3. 3-0. And here is the 0-2 by Mason. Pop, foul, out of play. And we'll do 0-2 over again. It's a very low-scoring game today, but a good defensive struggle. Pitching duel, I should say, between the two. And Mason's recorded 5 strikeouts so far. And the ball in the dirt. So it's a 1-2 count. And Mason gets a sign, comes set, and delivers the 1-2 pitch. Ball low. So 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. Ball 3. So Blake has worked it back from 0-2 all the way back to 3-2. There's 1 out, nobody on here. We are in the 4th inning. And here comes the pitch, ball 4, and Blake is on with a walk. More than likely, my guess is Anthony will probably come in and pinch run since Blake is the catcher. And that is indeed the case, as Anthony was the last out committed. So R3 has a runner on. It's a ball high, so 1 ball, no strikes. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out, 1 on. Top of 4. Anthony gets the lead. And the pitch. Ball high. So 2-0 count. 2 balls, no strikes. Coach calls times out. Time out. Goes out and talks to his pitcher. Let's see. Looks like it's just between the pitcher and catcher, so it doesn't look like he's pulling everybody in. I think it's just to go out and settle Mason down, as he really started off well in this inning and has thrown 5 straight balls. All right, the conference to mound's over. Umpires break up their conference. And we'll get back to the action here. It is a 2-0 count to Sean. 2 balls, no strikes. He is the current pitcher for R3. Ball in the dirt. Anthony will go to second, and he's in there as the ball is a little overthrown. And we'll give the stolen base to Blake, and it's a 3-0 count. I'm sorry, to Anthony, who's pinch running in place of Blake. A little tongue twister there for me this morning. I don't know why, but it is. All right, here we go. 3-0 count and the pitch. Ball 4, and that's 2 straight walks issued by Mason. So runners on first and second. Imagine we'll see another pinch runner. It's probably going to be Reed. Actually, we're going to see a pitching change. That's second visit to Mason, and let's see what happens here. So it looks like, I think Tripp, who I believe is the center fielder, will be coming in to take over on the mound as Mason moves to center field. We'll double check that for you here in just a moment. See if we can get a number here. And it is number 14, and it is indeed Tripp now on the mound. So far this inning, R3 registered, Mason, let's just talk about his stats for a minute before we move on. So Mason registered 5 strikeouts. He did give up 4 walks. And he also gave up 5 hits. have Tripp coming in to take over. He'll be pitching to Connor. So Connor's last time up, grounded out to second base. And then on deck will be Oliver, who singled and scored last inning. All right, so Connor steps in. Runners on first and second, top of the fourth, one out. And here is the pitch. Ball in the dirt. And it's a 1-0 count. So 1 ball, no strikes. Tripp's first pitch to Connor, or in this game, rather. Just so happens to be to Connor. And it is a 1-0 count. Tripp gets a sign and delivers. Ground ball's foul. And it's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. There's a ground ball back up the middle. Fielded by the shortstop. Throw to second. Throw over to first. Not in time. Overthrows. That's going to score a run. And then also, not sure what's going on down there. Oh, he's out. Okay, so, sorry about that. So, Blake will score. Connor will get an RBI. Sean will move to second, or actually Sean is out at second. It would be 6-4, and then Connor will end up on second base on the overthrow. So we'll give that an error to the second baseman for overthrowing first base. Don't know if he would have got him out or not, but nonetheless, he did reach second base on that, and he did hit into a fielder's choice as well. So 2 down. So got that all sorted out. So Sean got taken out at second base on the 6-4 there. Blake scored, and it's a ball in the dirt to Oliver. And that puts Connor on second base with 2 outs and a 1-0 count to Oliver. And here's the 1-0 pitch. And it's a 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes. Again, Oliver singled his last time up. And Tripp comes set and delivers. Called strike. And it's a 2-1 count. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Oliver. Bryce is on deck. He also singled his last time up. And the pitch. There's a ground ball to shortstop. Throw over to first. And this time JJ hangs on as it was a little high, and that is 3 outs. However, R3 does put another run across on no hits but 1 error and 1 left on base. And at the end of 3.5, it is R3 4, OutKasts 0. So coming up in the bottom of the 4th inning, McCabe is going to lead off. He struck out his first time up. He'll be followed by Josh, who singled, infield single, and then Mason Pagan, who walked. Last time up, Andres had a blast to left field over the left fielder's head, and he got caught stealing second base while Connor was up. So then Connor grounded out to shortstop, and that was 2 outs. And then after it seemed like they may have something going, OutKast that is, in the bottom of the 3rd, and then Dre kind of pop liner out to shortstop. So Sean is still on the mound. So the first pitcher for R3, which was Brady, he registered 3 strikeouts. He also gave up 2 hits, or I'm sorry, 1 hit, and he walked 1. So all right, so here we go with the bottom of the 4th inning. Ground ball back up the middle. That's going to get through for a base hit. And that puts McCabe on with a single to lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th. So see if things can continue here with Josh, who singled his last time up. It was infield single, but nonetheless, he got on. And here we go with the first pitch to Josh. Line or ground ball, hard ground ball down the first base line. That's going to be foul, so it's going to be an 0-1 count to Josh. So no balls, 1 strike. Nobody out, 1 on. Bottom of the 4th inning. And here is the 0-1 pitch from Sean. It's a line shot into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit, but close enough to throw to second and get McCabe at second base. So it's going to be an 8-6 play. And Josh will be on with a single. And that'll bring Mason Pagan to the batter's box. Mason walked his first time up. Colby will be on deck. Colby flew out to the pitcher. So there's 1 down, 1 on. Bottom of the 4th inning. Checks the runner. Runner's back. And a sneaking suspicion that Josh may be stealing second base, but we'll see. Sean comes set. Oh, he goes back to first base again. I think R3 has the same feeling we do, that he may very well be going here on this pitch. Could be a hit and run, or could just be a steal to put a runner in scoring position. And there goes the runner, as suspected, swing and a miss. And everyone is safe. So stolen base for Josh. An 0-1 count to Mason after the swing and a miss. Swapping out baseballs here. And the pitch. Ball inside, and it's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. 1 out, 1 on. That's Josh down at second base. And it's a swing and a miss. And Josh steals second base. So it's a 1-2 count to Mason. OutKasts trail 4-0. And here we go with the 1-2 pitch. Ball in the dirt, and it's 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. pitch. It's a ground ball foul. Oops. And we'll do 2-2 over again. So 1 out, 1 on. McCabe had singled, and on the single by Josh was close enough in that they could throw over because it was a pop fly. Wasn't sure. That's why he went halfway, because he wasn't sure if it was going to drop in or not. It does drop in, and they throw him out at second base, so it is 1 down. Josh got stolen the 2 bases, so he is at third with 1 out and a 2-2 count on Mason. And here's the 2-2 delivery. Foul ball, and I ducked as if it was going to hit me. Don't know why I did that, but we'll do 2-2 again. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. OutKast trails 0-4. And the pitch. Called strike 3, and that is 2 down. So they'll bring Colby into the batter's box with Tripp on deck. And here we go with the first pitch to Colby. So I'm thinking that was a ball. So we'll go with that. So 1 ball, no strikes to Colby. 2 outs, 1 on. The first run for the OutKast is waiting down at third base. Here's the pitch by Sean. Ball low, and it's 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes to Colby. Colby flew out to the pitcher's first time up. And Tripp's on deck, who grounded out to first, his first time out. And the pitch by Sean. Called strike, and it's a 2-1 count. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And here comes the 2-1 pitch. Ball outside. So it's 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs, 1 on. And the pitch called strike right down the middle, and it's a full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. This has been a pitcher's duel, pretty much. I mean, it's only 4-0. Some really great pitching by both sides. And here's the pitch by Sean. It's a ground ball down to third, fields it across the diamond, and got him just by a half a step at first base. Good play by the third baseman, and that's 3 outs. So no runs, no errors, and 2 hits, and 1 left on base. And at the end of 4, it's R3-4. OutKast 0. Coming up in the top half of the 5th is going to be Bryce. He'll be followed by Nick, and then Carson. Carson is 2 for 2 today with a stand-up double and a single, and he got it, and also scored and an RBI. So Bryce did singles last time up. He also scored. Nick has struck out looking twice, so see if Nick can turn things around here as he'll step out on deck. Tripp is still on the mound. Dre is still behind the plate for OutKast. I think we're going down to second base on the second pitch. A little Eminem in the background for you folks. Hope you enjoy. And there's a throw down a second, and we will get this one underway. All right, so here we go. Bryce steps in with Nick on deck. And here comes the pitch from Nick. Or I'm sorry, from Tripp. Swing and a miss. And strike one. So no balls, one strike. Top of 5, nobody out, nobody on. Just getting underway here in the top of the 5th. OutKasts trail by 4. And the pitch. Ball high, and it is a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. I think Bryce is anxious to register another hit. And Tripp was quickly ahead of the batter, and its 1-2 pitch is a 2-2 count now. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. It's a ground ball to third. Third baseman fields it cleanly across the diamond, and that is 1 down. So Nick steps in. Nick has struck out twice looking, and on deck will be Carson. So 1 down. Bryce grounding at the third there. So he's going to be 1 for 2 today. And ball in the dirt. And that makes it a 1-0 count to Nick. So interestingly enough, in both at bats by Nick, he's worked it to a full count, and then got caught looking. Called strike on the outside corner. It's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. Ooh, nice pitch. Strike 3 again, caught looking. And that's 3 out, or 1 out. 2 outs, sorry, 2 outs. Wow, I'm getting ahead of myself here. So Carson steps in. Carson is 2 for 2, a double and a single, scored in an RBI. Let's see, so far, Tripp has registered 1 strikeout. There's ball 1 to Carson, so 1 ball, no strikes. So Tripp has registered 1 strikeout and issued no walks yet, and has not given up any hits. And here's the pitch by Tripp. Ball low, and that's 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes. Again, thanks for joining us here in Fossil Park, field number 4. In beautiful St. Pete, Florida, at the Clearwater Fall Championships. It's a ball high. Oh, called strike. So 2-1 count. So 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody on, top of 5. R3 leads it 4-0 over the OutKasts. Ball in the dirt, and it's 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Tampa Bay USSSA. Visit stpeteclearwater.com and Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. And here's the 3-1. Ooh, ball high, and that's the first walk issued by Tripp. And Carson has reached base 3 times today. He is 2 for 2, as a walk does not count as an at-bat. So that's why he will remain at 2 for 2. Brady steps in. Brady walked and popped out to popped out to third base his first time up. So 2 outs, 1 on. Here's the pitch. Ball outside. That's a 1-0 count. So Tripp has now thrown 4 balls in a row. Carson standing down at first base. Tripp tries to get reset here, steps back off the rubber. Looks in, gets a sign. Comes set. And delivers. Ball in the dirt. Nice stop by Dre to prevent the runner from going, and it's a 2-0 count. So 2 balls, no strikes. Two balls, no strikes. 2 outs, 1 on. R3 leads it 4-0. And here's the 2-0 to Brady. Ball low. So 3-0 count now to Brady after 6 straight balls from Tripp. Brady is 0 for 1 because he walked his first time up, although he's had 2 at-bats. Remember, a walk does not count as an at-bat. And there's ball 4, and that's 2 straight walks issued by Tripp. So Carson moves to second, brings in Sam. Sam has walked and singled, so he's 1 for 1 today. And that'll put Reed on deck, and Reed is lined out to right center and grounded to short. And here's the first pitch to Sam. Pop foul out of play. And it's no 1 count, so no balls, 1 strike. And here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a line shot out to center field. Mason's under it. Oh, it goes over his head. That gets in. That's going to score another run. Here comes the throw to third. It's off the mark. And that puts Brady on third base on the throw. But Sam gets an RBI single and goes to second on the throw. So it is a 5-0 lead now for R3. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. Reed steps in. Anthony's on deck. Anthony's over 2, struck out twice, once looking, once swinging. And the first pitch to Reed. Oh, line shot down the third base line, just foul. And it's an 0-1 count now. So no balls, 1 strike. So no balls, 1 strike. 2 out, 2 on. 1 across, and they're still threatening. And there's a ball high. So 1 ball, 1 strike. So after the quick ground out to third base and the strikeout, Carson, Brady, and Sam have gotten things going here with a couple walks and a single. There's a pop fly on the infield. First baseman JJ's underneath it, makes the catch. And that is 3 outs. So they got 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on. And at the end of 4.5, it is R3 5, OutKasts 0. Coming up in the bottom of the 5th inning is going to be Tripp, Colton, and Mason. So Tripp ground out to first his first time up. Colton struck out looking, and Mason reached on an error by the third baseman. So Sean is still on the mound. Here comes Blake out to catch. We'll get these warm-ups done and get things underway here in the bottom of the 5th. I invite you to join us. Hopefully those of you with who are OutKast fans will stay tuned for the live broadcast that should kick off around 10:30 or so, maybe a little bit earlier than that, but on the same YouTube channel. Again, thank you for joining us. We'll try the simulcast thing again later. It just wasn't as effective as we'd like it to be right now, so it's just some kinks to work out. But we'll get there, and so we will have Facebook and YouTube together. So Sean is finishing up his warm-ups. There goes the throw down the second. Nice throw by Blake. And that'll bring in Tripp. All right, so here we go. Bottom of 5. I think I'm not 100%, but we could be up on time, or we're really close if not. I'm just curious to see if they'll start. Well, if OutKasts have a long inning, they can get some runs. It probably will go overtime. Here's the pitch. Ground ball back up the middle. Fielded by the shortstop. Across the diamond. And get him by a half a step. Wow. That was close. So one down for the OutKasts. Colton steps in. Again, he struck out looking his last time up. And Mason Hayes will be on deck. Had a hard ground ball to third and reached on an error by the third baseman who threw it over the first baseman's head. All right, so here we go with the first pitch to Colton from Sean. And the pitch. It's a line shot out. Oh, nice snag by the first baseman. Nice shot by Colton, though. And that is 2 down. So 2 up, 2 down. Mason steps in. The coach is going out to talk to his pitcher. Oh, no, he's making a pitching change. And let's see who's pitching next. Looks like... Not 100% sure yet. Sean registered 2 strikeouts. He gave up no walks and gave up 3 hits. So now pitching for R3 is... I believe it's Bryce. Double check here. Yep, Bryce is in the game now pitching. And we got 2 quick outs here. Bryce is finishing his warm-ups. And Mason will step in. And here is the pitch. Ball outside, and it's a 1-0 count. 1-0 count. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. OutKast trails 5-0 behind R3. And the pitch. Called strike, and it's a 1-1 count. So Mason is 0 for 1, but he did reach on error, so that's why it's 0 for 1. There's the pitch, ball high, and it's a 2-1 count. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And here comes the 2-1 pitch. Called strike on the outside corner, and it's a 2-2 count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of 5. And here is the 2-2. Oh, strike 3. Nice curveball. And that's the ball game, folks. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. And at the end of the ball game here, it is 5-0. So R3 registers a shutout. Again, thank you for joining us here for this game. Our next game coming up here in just a few moments is going to be OutKast versus the Hit Factory Makos, which will get underway here in just a bit. Again, this is Doc, your broadcast commentator, and I'll be back with you here very shortly. So thanks for joining this broadcast of the OutKasts versus R3 here in Field 4 in Fawcett Park at the Fall Championships.